Get started today. First, a little bit about myself. I I'm a graduate of Clark Atlanta University back in 1983 when it was called Clark College over in the Atlanta University Center. And I majored in business administration with a concentration in accounting. And after I graduated, I went to work for a CPA firm and so many other places, just trying to find my way. Ended up My last corporate job was at Spelman College in the business department. And while I was there, realizing that I worked very hard for corporate America, but not being fulfilled. So I decided to look out from behind the veil, as we call it, and begin to see exactly what I wanted to do. I've always been a creative person, and I just went totally out of the out of the field of business. But I opened a business. Let me backtrack that. I opened up a hair salon, and I was the hairstylist. I actually went to cosmetology school while I was still at Spelman College. I I became pregnant with my third child, and I decided that if I'm going to work hard, it's going to be for me and my family from now on. So that's what gave me the impetus to pursue being an entrepreneur, because we know that we don't make enough money working for anybody. And so my mindset became taking off the limiters, because there are limitations when you work inside of corporate America. They're going to pay you what they feel that you are worth and not what your worth is or your value. So I began to assess that. And as I did, I found it very rewarding because I could set my own hours. I knew what I wanted to do and offer to my clients. I knew that it was about the care for my clients. It wasn't just a ticket or building a ticket. And sometimes you can get caught up when you have your own business and just making dollars, but you got to see the whole picture. And we're going to talk about a lot of those things today. But also, I am a wife. I'm married to Gary C. Price, who is the pastor of my church. And I'm a pastor's wife. I'm a mother, a grandmother of 8 beautiful little people. And I'm also a real estate broker and a real estate agent. I've been a broker, I think, for the last 9 years, and a real estate agent for about the last 12 years. And I've enjoyed the success of real estate. I've gained many friends from being in real estate, people that call on me now from years back. This year, I celebrated my 20th year in real estate, and it's truly been a blessing. I have done a lot of things with people, collaborating. When I first started out in real estate, I was a commercial real estate agent. My first client was a commercial client from LA. They were interested in actually. Um, so I started in real estate as a commercial agent, and just being open to learning, because when you're a new agent, you don't know anything about anything. So my client from LA, they took me under their wings and they showed me how to vet a property. They showed me how to know whether or not it was going to be a good purchase or a bad purchase. And from learning that and getting out into the market and really going forth and being strengthened by that, it built up my confidence that I could do this. I could be the best that I possibly could, because when you begin on a journey, and I am a Christian, y'all, I'm a born again Christian. uh, you don't know really where that journey is going to lead you. So you have to be open to what presents itself to you. We say, when the game comes to you, if you're available, the game will come to you. So the game began to come to me. And I got out there in commercial real estate. And for so many years, it has been male dominated. You didn't find a lot of women 20 years ago uh, that was in real estate, especially not African American women. business women. So I began to learn. I had to learn. I had to become my best, in being a real estate agent. And and I really liked it. I really began to really like it. And because I got to meet all types of people. And I met people with money, people wanting to have money and wanting to purchase things that they could not do because uh, their financial ability, it just wasn't there. But you learn to work with people and you seek uh, the the different avenues or different banking systems that could help them get to the place where they could purchase. And that's what business is all about. It's about being committed to what you do and actually gaining relationships. See, 80% of business is about relationships. And you can make or break that if your mind is not open to be able to engage in people and talk to people and not being so self conscious that you can't do something because you can. You can. You can do anything if you put your mind to it, but you got to believe that you can do it. And when you step out into business, you got to see that vision. And I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but I'm going to back up. But anyway, so I've had several businesses over the years, and one just took up where the other one left off. After I closed my hair salon after 10 years, then I went into being a wholesaler. I used to wholesale human hair, wigs, um, extensions, and all that stuff, and hair products. I got into it very big. Like I said, the game always presents itself because I was the first African American woman in the Atlanta metro area, but in the region, the eastern region, southeastern region, to actually have a wholesale business that actually did that, because we know that that market is basically uh, an Asian market. But for me to be able to tap into it and to have my own wholesale company and my manufacturer direct from China, it made a big difference. But the only thing, what I tried to do, because I was a hairstylist, I tried to incorporate and showing and educating hairstylists how to purchase their products wholesale and to make that retail dollar also. Because when you walk into the hair salon as a hairstylist, you want to be able to bill your ticket so you can maximize your monies. And I just didn't believe in sending anybody to the beauty supply store after I found out that, hey, if they're getting it from the beauty supply store, where is the beauty supply store getting it from? Okay, so where are they getting it from? And back then, like 2000, the internet had only been running, I think, maybe about 2 to 3 years. So it was wide open. And I began to research, about hair distributorships and found out, about China, began to communicate with some Chinese people that became real good friends. And it just opened up. So you just begin to walk it out. I built that business for about 8 years, but then it came to a place where I needed to advance it, or I needed to, to build it a little bigger. So I looked for investors. I interviewed several, but I knew that all they wanted to do was get inside and find out what were the trade secrets, and then they would run off with it. So I decided I had worked very hard and tenaciously to have a good business, that I would, before I would give it away, I would shut it down. And that's what I did. I shut it down because I didn't want to see somebody just come in and take advantage of me. Okay. So in business, you have to look at all sides of that business. And we're going to look at it. Now, this is going to be a 3-part series because when I sat down and began to create my slide deck, it kept going on and on and on. So we decided to make this a 3-part series. We'll have one every month. This is April, so we'll do another one in May and then the next one in June. Okay. And we'll also allow you to be able to have a free consultation with me for about 15 minutes. And that's at the end. We'll share that. And then if you actually want me to help you organize or start your business, then we'll talk about that. Okay, so today we're basically going to talk about uh, some subject area, and you all plug in, get your computers out, your pens, your notebooks, because it's exciting to start a new business. It means that you're growing, that growth is there on the inside of you, and you want it to manifest. And, when you begin to walk this thing out, the beauty of it unfolds like you never thought it to be ever in your life. So I just enjoy doing what I do. And I tell people all the time, there's no need to fear me. It's enough money out here for everybody. And no matter what the market is saying, don't ever let anything you see or hear dictate to you your progression or what you're going to do, because that has nothing to do with you. I tell people that if God called you to have a business or whatever you're doing, then there's nobody that can stop you from being successful but yourself. You have to get a new mindset. You have to be willing to explore new avenues as he present them to you. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next slide. I am Barbara Price, as I said again. And also, I am the CEO of the Christian Business Women's Network International. And that came forth through prophecy. The Lord prophesied, and it's been a blessing. And like I said, the game is coming to us, is opening up. We're more a professional network of business women who mentor young ladies. And right now we have a mentorship over in Carver High School, that's in the inner city of Atlanta, and we're building others. So, we're just letting God do what he wants to do. That's what we're doing. So we're thankful for that. Okay, so we're going to delve into the CBWNI Business Registry. And as I said before, it's a women empowerment series. And we have two more after this one. And you'll also see other webinars that we've already done. They're on YouTube on the Christian Business Women's Network International. Make sure you put the international on, and you will be able to pull up all of our webinars. Okay, so if you ever want to become a member of the Christian Business Women's Network International, please go to our website, and you'll see our website tagged on every slide, so you can check us out. But we welcome all new members, all those that are serious about their time in life. And if you have anything to also share with anybody, because I've been around. I've been in graduated from Clark almost 44 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing the things that I have learned, and it's been very, very, very good. And I'm thankful to God for it. Okay, the Christian Business Women Network International. We are a group of women that are innovators of tools for job training and employment services. Okay, and is built for professional entrepreneurs. And we specialize in support services, and we're really dedicated to seeing each other grow. That's very important, because what I might not know, you have skills and tools that you can share with me so I can grow. And that's what networking is all about. It's not just within the walls of CBWNI, but we're all through the community. We belong to the Chamber of Commerce here in Henry County, also in Clayton County. And it's very important that, too, when you start to build a business, whatever city you live in, that's your foundation, because that's where your tentacles are going to spread out and to begin to reach other people. In your networking circles, you'll meet other business owners with other tools and resources that will enhance what you do. So it's very important that you're not just a person that's introverted, or you're not used to being a speaker. That's vital to your business. Your business has to have a voice. And if you're that leader of that business, then you have to learn to communicate well, because that's a vital key of communication, whether you're doing it on social media, face to face, you host meetings. We host a monthly brunch here at our office in Stockbridge. So we always invite other people in. We have speakers. A lot of our members are professional women. We have insurance agents. We have epidemiologists. We have IT software engineers. I mean, they're here. We have general managers that belong to our group. And they come with a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of unselfishness. That's very important. If you're going to collaborate in the marketplace, you have to learn to be unselfish. Nobody can take anything from you, and you have to be secure in that. As being a woman, as being a business person, you have to be secure that what you know is what you know, and who you are is who you are. And nobody can intrude in on you on that. So you'll learn to be able to network. You'll be able to build your business because somebody else always has something to give. And I'm a firm believer of that. So never feel like somebody's going to take what you're doing. Okay, congratulations. You will start a new business today. So let's go. I'm excited. What about you guys? All right, starting your business. You want to start a business, and congratulations. It's an exciting adventure that is fulfilling, it's challenging, and wonderful all at once. And it's a challenge to start your own business because there are a lot of uncertainties, a lot of unknowns. But if you have the confidence in what you're going to do and what you're going to set out to build, then you can do it. There's no reason why you would be defeated. That comes from the inside of you. It can't come from on the outside of you. So you have to believe that you can do this. And you build that confidence by knowledge, gaining the knowledge that you need to be able to find out what you need to do to market your business, how you're going to present it to the marketplace, where you're going to get financing, and all of that. That's very important. So I compiled a 22-point registry of essential to-dos when starting a business. It's the everything you need guide for getting your business out of your mind and into reality. Here, we'll go through all of the prerequisites, the legalities, the logistics, and the support elements you need to start a business, broken down into 22 easy to follow steps. All right. So before you do anything, there are a few prerequisites to starting a business. Make sure these first 7 elements are in place so you can effectively and efficiently launch your new small business. And one scripture I like that has been a foundation for me when I first found out back in 2000, when I started the wholesale distributorship, was it says in Proverbs 16:3, to commit your works to the Lord, submit and trust them to him, and your plans will succeed if you respond to his will and his guidance. Because God called you, he called you to be a progenitor. You are a creator. That's why you have an imagination. That's why when you see things differently than a lot of people do. So you have the vision for whatever you want to create. Now, once you have that vision, then we got to run with it, okay? And to build it out. As my project managers always say, we got to build it out. I say, you're right, so we can see it. All right. Here you have the CBWNI business system process. These are the 22 things that you will have to think about and assess as you go through creating a business. It goes from developing a plan, then you work it. You have to test the feasibility, identify your market, create your business name, create a logo, determine a cost, write a business plan, establish a budget, register your business name, secure permits and license, set up the books, buy insurance, build a website, set up a business email account, order marketing materials, network. I just spoke about that. Networking is very crucial. And then open your doors for business. Provide outstanding customer service. Now that's another huge one. As you begin to interact with the marketplace and with customers, potential customers, you have to have A1 customer service. Everything has to be in place. Everything has to be at a level of excellence and superiority. I say always go one more step up to superiority, because once you engage a potential client, you want to make them a client, and then you want to retain them. So that's very, very important that we do just that. Okay, after we master providing outstanding customer service, then it's important too to find a mentor, somebody that is doing the same thing that you're doing or similar. Okay, because they're going to tell you the truth about your business. They're not going to, these are going to be people that want to see you succeed. So you need a mentor that will tell you the truth about your shortcomings, to tell you how to build on your strengths, how to build up your weaknesses where they become strengths, and how to begin to visualize things differently than maybe you already do. So you take advantage of free resources, the SBA, the Small Business Administration, we're going to talk about that and what they offer. And then you just simply ask for help. Ask people to help you that's in your sphere of influence. And everybody has a sphere of influence. If you have a cell phone and you have contacts, that's your sphere of influence. These are the people that over the years that you built a relationship with. So a lot of them you'll be able to call on to actually give you the knowledge that you're looking for. Okay. And remind yourself always why you are doing what you're doing. You have to remember that, because it's very vital that you do, that you always remember why you are doing it. And most of all, hopefully it's something that you'll like doing. You know, I love real estate. I love CBWNI. And when it came forth, I was like, wow, I like creating events. I like creating just realms where I can fellowship with people, get to know new people. It's exciting to me because you can always learn. You can always learn. So always stay in the mode of learning and take constructive criticism. Constructive criticism builds you up. Negative criticism tears you down. So always remember that. It may sound like somebody is trying to tear you down, but listen, 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 listen to what they're telling you and then build from that. Because if you do that, you'll be successful in everything. You have to develop thick skin when you start a business. I had to start out in real estate because I had been home doing hair. I had enclosed my garage. I had a double car garage, and I saw a vision for a salon right at home because I had a baby. And, you know, and I wanted to be home and still work from home at that time and to keep my baby. And so I developed I changed my garage into a full service salon. I mean, I had two chairs in there. I could have had another stylist if I wanted to. Of course, I didn't. And I had two hair dryers. I had a shampoo bowl and a bathroom in that garage. And I mean, I changed the flooring, the wall color. I mean, everything. It was done to perfection. And you know, I started to work 5 a.m. on you know, business mornings on Saturday mornings, and I enjoyed that. But you have to be able to envision what you're doing and make it work. It can work if you really want to do it, but you have to be tenacious about it and don't always feel like somebody is against you when they offer you constructive criticism. So that's very important. Let's move on. And I'm thinking, okay, all right. So this is what we have to do. I've said it several times now, but you have to develop a plan and then work it. The scripture that parallels to that is Habakkuk 2 through verse 3. And it says, and the Lord answered me, write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so he may run who reads it. For still the vision awaits its appointed time, and it hastens to the end. It will not lie. Wait for it. It will surely come, and it will not delay. Sometimes we get envisions of businesses or ideas that it seems like it's taken so long for it to actually come into fruition. But a lot of times the Lord will hold you back until you're able to receive the full manifestation in it. He's preparing you a lot of times to be able to walk this thing out, to be able to talk to who you need to talk to, so everything can line up, you know, for this business to, when it comes, you know, into full fruition, you write it down. You write down a plan. And then you go about getting the knowledge about that business. You want to begin to seek out people that have been successful in that business. Always remember that sometimes you'll run across somebody that's doing the same thing that you're doing. But you know what I always remind myself when I became a real estate agent is that they're not doing the same thing I'm doing because I'm me. I'm me. So they can't possibly be doing what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? Because when God gives you a gift, he gives you a talent, that's just for you. And so you build off that. You never become intimidated by anybody. You never want to emulate anybody. You want to find out exactly what is the plan for you because God said in his word in Jeremiah 29:11 that he has a plan for us and that he didn't devise that plan to bring you harm, but good. So if he has a plan for me, guess what? I'm going to fit into that slot, and that plan is going to be just for Barbara Price, and nobody is going to operate my business like I do because they don't have my personality. They don't know what I know. They don't study what I've studied because that's a part of me being who I am and being confident in who I am. So, for somebody to tell me that really you should start out in residential real estate before you try to jump into commercial real estate. And I just kind of said, I think that that's not me because I'm where I am because the game came to me. I didn't look for it. It came to me. And I mean, I was just, because I was new and because when I went to my first real estate company, took to them 5 deals. I had 5 deals. And with those 5 deals, I negotiated my commission. Nope, you're not paying me 70/30 because I got money on the books. I'm bringing you 5 deals, because my husband was a builder and there was investors that worked for him and they were looking for land. So they wanted 5 lots. So I needed to, after I took my class, my real estate class, the theory, then I got my license. So I was looking for a broker to sign on with. And when I entered that door, I had 5 deals. So he couldn't tell me I'm going to pay you 70/30. I said, no, sir, you're not going to pay me 70/30 because I got 5 deals. I said, I'll start with 85/15. He said, well, I don't know. You're a first year agent. What about 80/20? I said, I'll take it. I said, now, next year, I want to be at 90/10. And when I left him, I was at 90/10. Because when you know your worth and you know who you are, I didn't know a thing about real estate, but I was confident because I was walking in the door bringing him business. And so when you know your skill set, you know that, hey, look, I can do this. This is something I can get to really love. And after that first closing to see that commission check, oh, yeah, you can get to really love. You know what I'm saying? But you don't start to look at the money where it just overtakes you because you know what? If you do that, you will not build a clientele. You will not keep clients in your pipe stream, and that's what you want to do. You want people to remember you because you took care of them. Your fiduciary responsibility is to always take care of your customers and your clients. You are to serve them. They're not to serve you. You are to serve them because, see, the reward is that commission that you're going to get. So you want to always present yourself as a servant. And I don't care if my clients were 25 and I was 35 or 40, that was Mr. Brown. That was Miss Jones. You see what I'm saying? There's a level of decorum that comes along with business. And you want to respect your clients because if you don't have good customer service, you're not going to keep those clients. And for every bad thing you did, do you all not know that one person go and tell at least 10 people? Because that's fish when they feel like they've been mistreated in your business dealings. And that goes back to having business ethics. We're going to talk about that too in this series. Business ethics is very important to you being able to operate in the business world and to keep your clientele. And another thing was when I first got into commercial real estate, it was back then, man, I'm telling you, that was 2004, I got my license. So by 2006, 7, and 8, Atlanta was just building. I think we overbuilt, and we did. We found out when the market went down and busted wide open. But the thing about it was that if you have good ethics, you have integrity, and you're going to treat people like they need to be treated, you will not do the wrong thing. You will not try to take advantage of people, because you do, they're going to call the light, and they're going to hire attorneys to try to sue you to get back what they feel like you were the cause of them losing. So you have to make up your mind that when you do business, you are going to be faithful, you're going to be upright in integrity, and you're going to be truthful, and you're going to be honest. That's very important. That those are the keys to having success in this market. And I tell people all the time, I said, in the real estate market in Atlanta, it's very, very small. Because once you get out there and start networking and doing deals with other agents, the first thing another agent will always tell you is about a bad experience with an agent that would not answer their calls, that would not, stop to take time to do the necessary paperwork, but always is a slow leak, I would call it, that will hold you up. So you want to make sure that you do good business, and that you're a person that is going to serve your client. That'll last throughout eternity with any business, and that goes outside of that business. When people see you in the marketplace, they always have good things to say about you, because they remember that, when you could have taken that extra $4,500, you didn't. You put it on the line for them, for your clients, whether it was a 0.5%, a 30%, or a fifth of a percent to help that client out with some type of responsibility that popped up, that you could give a little to help them. They remember that. That you just weren't in it all for yourself. So you always want to give back, and you're there to serve them, because everybody you meet knows people. They have a sphere of influence. So when you do them right, guess what? They're going to turn you over to their families, to their friends, to their associates, to their colleagues. And it just never stops. So you have to remember all of that. Okay? Very important, guys. All right. Once you decide to open up a business or have interest in a business, you have to test that feasibility of that business, whether or not it'll be able to stand in that market. Like I said, you might have a similar business that you run into people that they're doing the same thing, competitors. Okay. So you have to understand that you have to have the right tools, the talents, and the skills to bring that idea to life. You do. And you learn from the mistakes other people make in the marketplace. You really do. So therefore, you're going to capitalize on that. That's your strength. That's going to be one of your strengths. Like in real estate, I don't know what people think it is. I really don't. But you find now agents hardly ever answer their phones. It's the lifelong line of the business. If you don't answer your phone, you can't get new clients. You can't interact with your clients. You can't interact with the lenders. You can't interact with, the buyers or the sellers or that listing agent or that selling agent. You can't interact with them because you failed to communicate. And that's a big no-no in the world of real estate. But you find so many people that's a big deal to them. And I say, well, thank you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really answer your phone if you're in the real estate market, in the real estate business. And that's one thing people will tell you about me. I have a guy that I do some marketing through. He said, well, Ms. Price, you always answer your phone. And I do. Whether I text back and say I'm in a meeting and I'll call you when I'm done, that's what I do. That's good communication skills. So always remember that you have to have your talent and your skills, and you're always learning. Never step back to what's going on in the marketplace. Now AI is a big thing. Some people have never used AI. Challenge all of you that are listening to me, use AI. Use it. Use it. Get out there and experiment with it. And I mean, before I started using Chat GPT, I kind of said, what is this? Is this something to find out more information about me? Yes, it certainly is. And it's what we're doing, everybody in the world is doing, we're training it to think. We're training it to think. Because people say, well, I don't know about AI. I say I do, because you have to know what to put in it in order to get back what you're looking for. If you don't know what to ask it or how to arrange that information, you will not get what you're looking for. So you have to become astute and learning how to derive your questions in order to get back what you're looking for. So every business now is using AI, so you have to become familiar with it and do not be afraid of it. So that's just another tool for you to put in your toolbox. Okay. All right. So we've talked about this a little bit, identifying your market, create buyer personas that embody specific demographic information, preferences and buying styles to narrow your target audience. Your target audience is very, very important. You're going to market your business to. You have to know that. That's like, again, and I'm using real estate a lot because I'm most familiar with that business and learning the networking side of it through Christian Business Women's Network International. But when you're out, you're seeking for sellers, you're seeking for buyers. What do you do to set yourself, in the market that you're going to stand out, to be able to attract that audience? And like I said, your personality, it plays a major part in your business. If you can just talk to people on the spot, and I had to practice that, but I was brought up in a small town where, you spoke to everybody, you knew everybody. But when you move to a big place and there's so many people that you don't know, I still do the same thing. Hey, how you doing? And some people say, doing all right, but that gives you the lead in, because you don't know them, but from the conversation that you have with them, that's going to open up the door to so many other avenues. I can recall maybe about 2 years ago, I was in At Home, and if you all have ever shopped at In Home here in Stockbridge, you know that those lines get so long. So I was in there, and this lady and her husband was behind me, and of course I turned around and said, hey, how y'all doing today? And we just started talking, and I shared what business I was in. She shared what she was in. Opened up a door for us to do some business. Not only that, about a year later, she just purchased a home from me. So it's about building those relationships. Wherever you go, it's about building relationships. 80% of your business is relationships. I can't say that enough. Whatever you're doing, 80% of your business is building relationships. And that's very, very important. You have to forget about, I don't know if they'll talk to me. Forget about all of that. You need to practice and just stepping outside of yourself. And if you speak to people, it open up doors, and quickly, if you find out that was the wrong door that you just opened, you know how to quickly close it. Okay, see you, have a good day, and keep it moving, So always have that, I guess, just lay down everything, all your inhibitions, not being a friendly person that you think yourself. Always put yourself in a place where you have to talk to people. Go to networking events. Sure, you go to at least 2 or 3 a month, and you'll get out of that. You'll get used to talking to people you don't know, because if you don't create relationships, you won't be in business very long. You really won't. So there's a lot of things out in the marketplace that they have meetups, they have brunches, they have different business owners are doing different things. And that's what Christian Business Women's Network is all about. I mean, we have met some good people through our network that, hey, they're members. They became members because they liked what they saw when they came. When you come to one of these brunches, it's never done at the lowest level. I don't believe in that. I believe in doing my best. If I'm going to put on an event, you better know it's going to be top notch. I'm reaching higher and higher every time I do something. I don't believe in doing things, just throwing it out there and here it is. No, because see, that's who you are. The presentation you made for the first time a person is interacting with you, that's lifelong. And they'll put your name, they'll append you with that event. And if it was raggedy, anything about it was raggedy, the way you presented yourself, something that was done that was unprofessional, they'll always remember that. And they'll step back from you. And that'll be your name that they appended to you raggedy. That's raggedy. I don't. So you have to make sure if you're going to do it right. If you can't do it right coming out of the chute, then wait. Wait until everything lines up. And I tell anybody that. You're going to do a business, it has to be top of the line. You got to have the ingenuity. You got to have the mindset to do it. So when people come back to you and say, hey, you need to do this a little differently, that'll give a cleaner presentation. And then people will remember it forever. They'll remember it. Anybody that has walked through this door, anybody that I've dealt with in my business, they'll tell you that about me. It has to be right or she ain't going to do it. That's just the way it is. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do anything half, whatever I do. So you have to have a spirit of excellence about what you do, okay? And that's who you are. So a lot of us have to come up. We have to think about a cleaner presentation. Where is our business going to be? Who I want to be my clientele? What kind of audience do I want to draw to it? Because most people, when they meet you, and you're presented a certain way when you're dressed in business attire and you're out, they look at you from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. They remember what you had on. They remember what you said, how you presented yourself. And that's the most important, that you know who you are at all times. So it's very important that you put forth your best foot forward all the time, because that's very, very important, y'all. We want to start a business. We want to stay in business. If I cannot afford paint for my new office space, when I first go into it, guess what? You're not coming into that space until my space is absolutely the way that I envisioned it to be, because I want it to be right. I want to welcome you into that space, and I want you to feel that you're welcome. Whenever I do anything, I want you to know that. I want you to know that I've taken the time to welcome you. And that's the way it should be in everything, okay? All right. So we got to have a market focus, and we got to have it because we want longevity, okay? You'll focus your messaging and the brand communications around this target customer, so that it's important to create a complete profile. That's just what I just said. That profile has to be complete. Okay. My next scripture is Proverbs 31:16. She considers a field before she buys it. Now, this is the virtuous woman. This is the word of God. And if we live by this, we can't fail. Okay. That virtuous woman, I believe she was a real estate agent. She was a shrewd manager. She girl had it going on. I'm serious. And she took care of business. They respected her in the marketplace because of the way that she conducted business. Her husband was a man in the gate in the city that was highly respected also. Because, see, that woman is the glory of that man. And that is so important. When we're women of God, when we're out in the marketplace, we're women. It's a way that you're to carry yourself where people take you seriously. If you're just a buffoon laughing all the time and cutting jokes and just acting a fool, nobody's going to take you serious and come and spend their money with you. They're not going to do it because they look at you like that's a problem. That's a problem, one that I do not want to encounter, nor will I encounter it. You see what I'm saying? So we have to always remember that we have to be about it. You know what I'm saying? We have to be about the business in which we're carrying out. So Proverbs 31:16 says she considers a field before she buys or accepts it, expanding her business prudently. With her profits, she plants fruitful vines in her vineyard, meaning that she reinvests in her business. She goes out to do more to make it better. And that's how we should always do, y'all. in the marketplace. Okay, let me check my time. Okay, good on that. All right. Next, you should select a business name, you know, and I tell you, sometimes it takes some prayer in doing that because you want a name that will not be easily forgotten. You want something that's clear, that's precise, and you want it to be one that'll always stay in the mind of a person. I know when we go to networking events, some business owners have made like jingles to go along with their name. So, and they'll say it, you have to say it at least 3 times for people to remember it. So, you want to incorporate that in your introduction of who you are and your business so people will remember it. Even if it's just one word in that name, they'll remember it. So, once you come up with an idea, it's likely that you have a working business name in mind. However, before you get moving, settle on the actual name. It will be needed on all important documentation, as well as in presentations to investors. Consider what makes your business stand out, as I said, from the competition and how you can leverage that in a clever but straightforward way in your business name. That's what I said. So when you get out to network, you will remember different business names because, boy, they're going to come and they got a jingle with it and you won't forget it. You won't forget it. So that's very important that you attend networking events so that you will be able to interact with other business people. And what it does, it just sharpens you up. It really does. It shows you that how they did that. I know what they said. Incorporate that next time. You know, you get ideas and you learn from people, you know, so you can build on those things. That's why you have to fellowship with other people and other business owners that have businesses. Okay, let's go to the next slide. All right. The next thing is branding or creating a logo. This is very essential for any business. It's your visual representation of your brands, your values, and identity, and it will go on all your marketing materials for years to come. Okay. Ultimately, the goal is for customers to identify your business as soon as they see your logo. So once you get a logo, you got to stay with that logo. You know, you may come and update it some, but for the most part, you know, you're going to keep that logo, you know, and our logo is CBWNI, then it tells who we are. CBWNI is the acronym. We're the Christian Business Women's Network International. I always have that dove there because he's very important to my life. And that is a single representation of the Holy Ghost. And he's always going to be there with me. Okay, so this is our brand. And behind you, you'll see our stand that we have our branding on. And these are things that you start to purchase your branding materials. So when you invite people into your office sign, you'll have your branding there. You know, if you go out and do events out in the marketplace, if you have an event table at an event, then you'll have all your branding materials there, whether they're brochures, you have on a pen, you know, with the logo on it, t-shirts, shirts, cups, you know, caps, whatever they are. That's your brand. That's who identify you as your brand. Okay, that's very important. And you want to think that thing through because you want it to be nice. You want it to represent the aura of that business. And when people see it, they know that it is clean, it's fresh, and that's what attracts people to doing business with you. You know, when it's clean and it's fresh. You know, because nobody wants to do business with people that don't take care of things. You know, it's sloppy. You know, when they come in, it's you got to wade through it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the mind of that person. But when you see something that's sharp, that's fresh, it reflects the representation of those people that's a part of that business or that network. Okay. All right, now Q&A. Q&A. We are actually going to open it up and for you to have, if you have any questions, you know, you can ask your questions. If I don't know particularly, I'll get the information. So on our next series that we do, then I'll have those answers for you, or you'll have my information at the end where you can email me or set up calendar a date and a time where we can talk. Okay, so we're gonna open it up. Tan, are you gonna open it up?
Yes. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. There was one question that came in, so I'll start with that one. There was one that
Okay.
was asking, how do I sign up for my local chamber? So they were wondering, how do they become a part of the local chamber or even register their business there?
Okay. What you do for whatever county you live in, go to the internet, put in Google, the Chamber of Commerce of Henry County or the Chamber of Commerce of Clayton County. So you'll go there and then that'll give you the website. Go to that website and you'll see where you can join. And then become active in that chamber so people in the county can get to know you. Okay.
Okay, that's really good. And then I'm just checking the chat to see if we had any others. Everybody, feel free to put all of your questions in the chat. I did have one, just listening to you talk earlier about like, getting out, right, and going to the networking events. And then I've met some people that are business owners and they try to identify themselves as being like an introvert, right? So would you have any advice for someone that considers themselves an introvert and don't know how to talk to people? I know you mentioned a networking event, but do you have any other advice around that?
Leave, because I understand that everybody doesn't have the same personality, but you have to put yourself in positions where you have to talk to people. You have to come out of that. If you're going to be a business person and you want to be successful, you will have to talk to people without a doubt. And you just have to practice that, and you have to make up your mind to do that. Maybe start getting on uh, well, we found out on PowerPoint now, you can actually have a coach. You can build out um, a PowerPoint presentation and you can turn on coach. And that coach will listen to you. And at the end of, and while speaking, it will be taking notes of things that you need to correct. So this is another tool for business owners that is there that you can use it. So that can help you too to stop being fearful about speaking to other people and that you want to step out of that. Because, you know, the things that you think about yourself, a lot of times people don't think about that about you. That's just something within you. And, that's something to pray about, to ask the Lord to help you to be the person that He called you to be. And He will.
Very good. We have quite a few questions, all right, in the chat. So the next one is from, she's asking, is there a specific website that you recommend that has a variety of information on how to find networking events in the local area?
Yep, you can go to the Chamber of Commerce websites, and they have a scrolling list of events that's going on monthly in that county. So you can go there definitely. And Eventbrite has a host of events going on all the time. And you can just put in there the type of events that you want, and they'll come back and they'll show you the dates, the time, and whether or not it's free or what the cost is and where it's actually being hosted.
Okay, very good. The next question was, what will be the best website or place for purchasing marketing materials that you would recommend?
Well, through CBWNI, we have marketing people here that does branding. And if you want to contact me afterwards, I can give you their information, website building, marketing slicks, brochures, whatever you need as far as what your business is, they can direct you or show you. We have photographers, we have everybody a part of this network. And if you're a businesswoman, please come to our brunch on April the 20th. We are having our next event, our brunch meetup, where we meet, we network, we talk, we collaborate, we build. It's amazing. It really is. And we would love to have you all come on April the 20th at 11 o'clock a.m. You'll find that information on our website, cbwnintl.org, cbwnintl.org. So make sure you visit our website because we got a lot of things coming up. Love to have you. Love to have you.
Thank you. Our next question is, scrolling down. So I guess it ties in line with what you just shared because she's asking if you have anyone in your network that helps to design logos.
Yes, we do.
Okay. So I have her, and we'll have the email address on the next slide for anyone that needs to reach out to Ms. Barber through email. The next question says, is trademarking your logo and brand required or optional? Like, what's the rule of thumb for trademarking?
Well, I believe that you probably should get it trademarked, and it's not a hard process because, and we've spoken about this too in our staff meetings. That's going to be our next step because we had somebody to build a business that was very close to ours. They just came and switched some of the acronyms around, and they're in this area. So, and that was their thinking was to glean off of us. But let me tell you about that. And I said it earlier that no matter what somebody else does, the vision that God has given you for what He's called for you to do, it doesn't matter because what is yours is going to be yours, and it's going to have the spirit of it or the life that comes from it is going to be totally different. So I would say yes, if it's something that you know that is going to be just international and somebody could try and duplicate it, then yes, by all means have it trademarked and registered.
Okay, very good. Let's see if we have any other questions. There were just a few more comments just saying that the front door in the neighborhood alignable apps are also great places for advertisement. Does anyone have any other questions or anything during the session? Okay. Looks like that wraps up all the questions that we had.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So remember our next the next part of this series will be in May. Tanisha, did we come up with a date for that?
Yeah, so it's going to be the first Thursday in May around the same time. So it'll be May the 2nd.
May the 2nd. Okay. It'll be the same time at 12:30. Looking for you all. We're going to go deeper into now actually building out that business. And so you can begin to see more of what it's going to take of you. And it's going to take some dedication. And it may not seem like it's going anywhere at first. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just keep your focus and keep pushing through. It will become exactly what it's supposed to become. So don't worry about that. So we're going to talk about the next time about the types of businesses, whether or not you're going to structure your business as a limited liability corporation or the LLC, or a partnership or a proprietary ship. So we're going to look at all of those things. We're going to look at business ethics and money laundering so you can stay out of trouble. And I did. I'm telling you, and I'll tell you all about some of those situations, how you can stay out of trouble in your business. Okay. It's been real, y'all. I have enjoyed it. This is what I do, and this is what I love, giving back to people to see you maximize in every avenue of your life. So God bless you all, and thank you all for participating. And next time, bring a friend. Love y'all and have a good day. Goodbye.